Mubashar Sherazi. I'm working as a rural general practitioner in Mallacoota, Victoria. Mallacoota is a small rural town in East Gippsland Shire. It has a population of about 1400 people. The purpose of this video is to show a typical day in life of a rural GP and a little bit about myself. I hope you will get some insight from this video. Good morning, it's 5:30. I usually start my day at this time. I'm going to freshen up, say my morning prayer, and then I see you in my office in a few minutes. So once I have finished my morning rituals, I work in my office for an hour and try to be as productive as I can be before I actually head out to work. So while we are here, I want to share with everyone how I came to Mallacoota. I was looking to find a spot in a rural general practice, and I also wanted to do my fellowship, which is FRACGP. So I met people from Mallacoota, which are doctors. They made doctor search, and they were desperate to find a doctor. So I met them in Sydney in a conference, and then they invited me to come to Mallacoota. I came here, and I just got into love of this beautiful town. And then I was also offered a targeted recruitment spot as a registrar by RVTS, which is one of the training providers here. So I moved here in May of 2018, and I was blessed. As soon as I came here, everybody acknowledged and welcomed me very well. And it took me no time for me and my family to settle here. And I've finished my fellowship now, and I'm enrolled in my second fellowship, which is FARGP. Besides that, because I moved here, I had, and I'm not doing any emergency work, I'm not working on weekends, I have enough time to do my other activities, which I have always wanted to do. During these 3.5 years, I was able to write 3 books. The first book I wrote while I was a registrar, I wrote this book. It's called The Objective Structure Clinical Examination Review. It was published by Springer in USA in 2018. Then I wrote my second book because we were hit by a massive fire in the new year of 2020. And Mallacoota, most of the houses here was burned down. So I wrote a book about that fire. It's called The Day Mallacoota Turned Red. All the money received from this book was spent on emergency services, and about 2,000 copies have been sold. And I recently finished writing my third book, which is about the recovery process, how Mallacoota recovered from those fires. So all this was only possible when I came here and I had enough time after my practice, and I'm spending the extra 1 hour in the morning, and I was able to do all this work, and I want to continue this as my passion of writing. Besides this, I was also able to do a lot of outdoor activities like biking, doing some gardening here, and raise some pets. I'm going to feed them in a second. In a few minutes, I will show you. So this is rural life, which I'm really enjoying. Yes, we don't have any big malls here. We don't have like big superstores here, but you can still have a very good life without those. 8:30 a.m. I'm going for work. I tend to go about half an hour before my first patient, which is usually around 9 o'clock. The main purpose of going is early is to check all my bookings. And in working in a small town like Mallacoota, we have to do a lot of home visits because of the elderly population. So I usually go see the practitioners who arranges all my home visits, and then I also we have been doing a lot of COVID clinics here, swabs, and Pfizer and AstraZeneca vaccination clinics. So we need to see who is doing that, one of the GPs, and then we make a plan around it, how the day will go. And then I also do a lot of skin procedures. So the practitioners, I use practitioners' rooms, which is a procedure room, to do all these procedures. So she arranges all of that. So in a rural practice, the role of practitioners is a key and a very important role, because I depend on her a lot in all the bookings and making all the planning for the day. So let's see how the day looks like today. So it looks like I have some COVID swabs booked for today. I have about 4 telephone consults, a home visit, and a skin procedure. It looks like a very typical day for me. One thing I want to mention here is that the scope of the rural practice is different than the scope of a city practice. Why is that? The most important part is that you need to be ready for anything at any time when you are working in rural, because you don't have a lot of manpower. So it's basically you who will be attending whatever comes in. At any time you can expect like a small kid coming with a rash, or a fisherman coming with a fish hook stuck in the forearm. So or someone coming with a heart attack. So you are the one who is going to attend that, and then your rest of the patients, which are the regular scheduled patient, they will wait. Or sometimes you have to reschedule them. Especially, I remember, like last time when I saw a patient coming with a heart attack, then I have to stick with that patient for about 3 hours, because in rural practice, it's not just that you will call, an ambulance will come, and will take the patient to the nearest emergency department, which may be 15-20 minutes away. Here, the nearest department where a patient with a heart attack will go is Melbourne. So you need to arrange an airlift for that patient. And while you are managing a serious patient, you also need to arrange that. And at times you are at your own. So you need to be on phone call with the consultant, with the cardiologist, with the emergency department, and the retrieval service. So that makes you in the middle of, like, then you become like a team leader. I moved here and I started working as a GP registrar under RVTS, and I have so many opportunities to see patients of coming with various problems that when I took my fellowship exams, it was not very difficult for me to go through, especially the clinical exam, because I have already seen them so many times in rural practice, and I have gone through their management. We always have the opportunity to call a specialist for an opinion, or we are blessed actually because people at the nearest emergency departments, they are aware that we are so far away and so remote. We need to make that critical decision if somebody can be managed at home, or we need to be sending them to the emergency department. The emergency department and the specialists, they always help us making that critical decision. Mallacoota is a beautiful town. It attracts a lot of tourists. It's famous for its beautiful beaches, wildlife, and this beautiful lake here. You have a lot of activities you can get involved in. There is badminton club, golf club, tennis club, and a lot other clubs. Many people, they come here for swimming, diving, bushwalk, and surfing. There's a lot to do for everyone. So I came back home after work. I took a shower, had my dinner. I'm going to watch some telly, spend some time with family, and then I will check my schedule for tomorrow, just see if I need to do some paperwork or anything, and then go to sleep. I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you next time. Good night.